Hey everyone, this is your host, and in today's video we are going to talk about MCCQE top 5 study strategies that will help you get that 90+ score that you need to match into your specialty. As many of you know, last week I did a Q&A session live, and one of the questions that came up was around studying for the MCCQE Part 1. This video is an extension of that, where I go over my top 5 favorite tips and strategies that helped me achieve a 93 on the exam. I also share some resources with you all that I used during my studies, which were very helpful. And if you find value in them, I would really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe, so I can keep making more of these videos for you guys. Okay, so first things first, what is the MCCQE Part 1? The Medical Council Canada Qualifying Examination. Part 1, or MCCQE1, is a standardized exam that is required for medical licensure in Canada. It is offered by the Medical Council of Canada and is typically taken by international medical graduates who wish to practice medicine in Canada. The exam consists of 300 multiple-choice questions divided into two 150 blocks that are taken on separate days. You have 6 hours to complete each block. The MCCAT Part 1 assesses a wide range of medical topics and clinical scenarios and covers the majority of the knowledge you would have gained throughout your preclinical years. During my medical school, I found that most of the questions were very similar to the type of questions we got on our preclinical exams, such as our USMLE Step 1, our shelf exams, and our final exams. So, if you have taken these exams before and understand the types of questions they ask, then you should be able to apply that same type of logic and reasoning to the MCCAT Part 1. Let us move on to my top 5 favorite tips and strategies that can help you conquer the MCCAT Part 1. Tip number 1: understand the exam structure and content. The first step toward success is understanding the exam itself. Know how many questions you'll face, the time duration, the format of the questions, and the topics covered. I recommend checking out the official website for the most up-to-date information on the exam. You can find links to all the resources that I'm talking about in the description below. On the website, you will find a thorough breakdown of everything that you need to know, including a list of topics that are tested and the number of questions you can expect from each topic. I highly recommend that you save this page as a bookmark and refer back to it throughout your studies. Make sure you familiarize yourself with the different question formats as well. The MCCQE Part 1 has 5 different question formats. Extended matching questions, EMQs, which require you to match a list of items to a set of questions or statements. Single best answer questions, also known as SBAs, where you select the single best answer out of 5 options. This is the most common type of question on the MCCQE Part 1. Clinical vignette questions, which present a clinical scenario followed by several questions. You need to read the entire vignette thoroughly to answer the questions accurately. Hotspot questions, which require you to identify specific areas or regions on a diagram, image, or illustration. There are very few of these types of questions on the exam. And finally, best fit questions, which present a list of features and ask you to identify the most appropriate option that best fits the given scenario. Each question format carries equal weights, and you should practice answering them all to build your skills and confidence. While going through the marking scheme, do note that there is no penalty for incorrect answers, so make sure you attempt every single question on the exam. Also be aware that there is no mark for leaving questions unanswered. A lot of people panic and start randomly guessing when they run out of time, but this is not something that you need to worry about because you do unlose any marks for leaving questions unanswered. This is one thing that sets the MCCQE apart from other medical licensing exams. So use this to your advantage and just try your best to answer every single question that you can and leave the rest. Tip number 2: create a study plan. Now that you know the exam structure and content, it's time to create a study plan. Your study plan should be based on your strengths and weaknesses. Consider the amount of time you have available to study and allocate more time to topics that you find challenging. If you are running out of time, I recommend focusing on high-yield topics first and coming back to the lower-yield topics at the end. I will be doing a few videos on the breakdown of all the topics tested on the MCCQE Part 1 and how much you actually need to know from each topic. So stay tuned for those upcoming videos. Tip number 3: Utilize resources. There are a variety of resources available to help you prepare for the MCs. Part 1. In addition to the resources on the official website, I personally used 3 main resources to study for this exam. The first one is Conquering the MCCQE Part 1 by Mike Abbas. This book was released a few months ago and was extremely helpful for me during my studies. It is divided into 3 sections. Section 1 provides an overview of the exam and gives you important details on everything that you need to know. Section 2 covers all the topics that are tested on the exam with explanations, tables, diagrams, and illustrations. And Section 3 provides additional practice questions with explanations. I will leave a link to this book in the description below. Next is the official question bank by MedSchool Insiders. They have added a ton of new questions recently, and I think this is one of the best resources out there to practice with. The questions are very similar to the actual MCCQE questions, and the explanations are very thorough. The link is in the description below. And finally, the 300 most important USML ERX notes. I used this resource to quickly go over high-yield topics that I found challenging. I would not recommend it as a primary resource, but it can be very useful as a quick reference guide. I will leave a link to this in the description below as well. Tip number 4: practice and review. Now this is one of the most important tips I can give you. Take practice questions from various sources and attempt the questions under timed conditions. This will help you build your stamina and speed. But make sure that you spend more time reviewing the questions that you got wrong than the ones you got right. Analyze your mistakes and learn from them. Understand why you got the question wrong and what you could have done differently to answer it correctly. If you're taking a course like I did, there will be explanations for the questions you got wrong. If not, then you can look up the correct answer and the explanation online. Some of the resources that I talked about earlier will have questions with explanations, so definitely check those out. Tip no lima: stay healthy and get rest. Last, but certainly not the least, make sure you take care of yourself while you're studying. Staying healthy and getting enough rest is essential for optimal brain function and overall well-being. Do UNT pull all-nighters trying to study because it has been proven that sleep helps us process everything that we learn into our long-term memory. So use that to your advantage. Eat healthy foods, exercise regularly, and get plenty of sleep. Also try to limit your caffeine intake because too much caffeine can lead to anxiety and dehydration. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe so I can keep making more of these videos for you guys. Check out my page for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.